Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good time zone. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. We are back inside the frame of our house, and we are going to be doing some building today. So, I've been doing a little bit of resource gathering off stream. If we have a look over here, we've found a Mesa Biome. So we've got plenty of terracotta in 3 different colors. We've still got a bunch of acacia wood. I'll need to strip some more of it probably if we're going to use the stripped panels. We've got some dirt, we've still got the acacia slabs, and we've got the granite. So what I'm thinking is, at least for the ground floor, have this wooden wall design. So let's get our stripped acacia logs and start placing some things, because we're going to have, in most of these areas, we're going to have large windows, especially on these 2 panels in particular, which means, oh, that's exactly where I didn't want to place one. They're the easiest to fill out fairly quickly, because we just need a rectangle around the edge. I've already run out of stripped acacia logs, but I've still got plenty more that I can take the bark off with an axe. What I also wanted to do, let's use the granite as scaffolding for now, is find some sort of design with this, with these different colors of terracotta. So we're going to have another 4 blocks above the granite. So I want to do something that works with 4 blocks. So we could just do like a sort of 2x2 pattern. We could do something else. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but I'm going to experiment. Let's build up a pillar here. That's not quite where I wanted it, that's fine. We can quite easily get around. So options we have are doing something like that, and then something like that. Another one of these ones. And then keep sort of alternating like that. But let's get this whole wall done and then we'll see how that looks. I'm not sure, having started to place it, that it looks that great, honestly. That's not where I wanted to place that either. That needs to go up here. So we've got that as a look. It looks interesting, but not quite how I wanted it. Because I don't think I think there's too much similarity between the 2 oranges there. So let's try something else. We'll go and take that down. I'm going to play around with a few things, probably off camera, and come back when I have a couple of different ideas to show you. So I will be right back. See you in a second. And we are back. So what I think I've decided to go for, I tried a few things that were slightly more patterned designs, and I didn't really like how they looked. So I think we're going to go for this white terracotta up here on the 2nd story. I've also filled in these with stripped acacia. I'm not sure if we'll do everything on the ground floor with stripped acacia, we'll have to see. But I've fairly certainly decided on white terracotta for the 2nd floor. I am also going to remove this layer of granite from around the whole house. That's going to be taken and replaced with something else. And I have an idea of what I want to do for that. And we're going to just quickly put all of this away. And I'm going to go on a little bit of an adventure. It's an adventure I've been on a couple of times before. It's where I got all of this. I'm going to go and see if they have any darker terracotta colors in the Mesa Biome. So I'm going to take you on a little journey. We're going to come all the way down here. And I'll see you when we're at my Nether portal so I can show you how to get to the Mesa. I'll be right back. Okay, we're just down the bottom of our mountain now. Let's head... Oh, actually, before we do go through the Nether, I will need to do a bit of crafting, because I want to make another pickaxe. We do have another pickaxe, but this one's silk touch, so I don't really want to be using it for things that I don't have to. I use it when I'm mining to gather stone and things like that. So let's just craft that here. We'll also just put this pickaxe away for now. Also, I forgot to put the granite away in the chest up there. That looks quite good from down here though as well. That's reassuring. It looks very square, but I quite like that. And it's going to have roofs on each wing and that sort of thing. So if we come through this way, I am going to show you firstly the work we've done on my Nether Tower, and also how to get to the Mesa Biome. So we've got the portal comes out here. This is going to be redesigned eventually, but we have the Nether Tower that goes up. There are a couple of new additions to this tower. So last time it just went all the way to the top. First stop is the Nether Fortress, which I've explored a little bit of, but only found a couple of chests so far, and some nether wart. We need to do some more exploration of that at some point. Then we come up to the important one, the second floor, which has a very long and currently very narrow pathway out into the Nether. This takes us towards spawn, towards Marley's base, towards pretty much everyone else's base. There's also another way to get to Marley's base if we run sort of around there. It's a bit of a shortcut, but this is the slightly safer way of doing it, and it feels faster because you can actually run and you're not on soul sand for half the journey. The top floor still has a path that goes to Pizza's base, and I want to build that out eventually, because having paths between the different bases will be useful, rather than having to run to spawn to get to someone else's base because they have a different path to spawn. It's going to be a bit easier if I connect to the bases near me, as well as to spawn. So this mesa, our base is around 2000. This mesa is well past -2000, so it's quite a long way. It's past Magpie's base, and this is currently the nether path we have. It's eventually going to be 4 wide. The entire path is probably going to be made of stone brick, because that's one of my favourite materials in Minecraft. And this is where we start getting to parts of the nether that other people have built. So off to the left here is Marley's base, and if we continue this way we'll get to spawn, which is this nether portal here. So this nether portal is the spawn village, where Marley has set up a shop, I think. And if we continue this way we get to Magpie's base. I'm going to cut the video and I'll bring you back in when we get there. See you in a second. We are just coming past Magpie's portal here. Looks like she's been having a lot of fun with ghasts recently, but this way is the way to the Mesa Biome. We come through here and around here. It's still quite a way out from even Magpie's base. We did decide when we started the server to all build within about 2000 blocks of spawn, but for resource gathering we can go a bit further out, that sort of thing. So if we come down here, the portal for this is right down near lava level, similar to my portal. So we've got to... The path isn't very well built out yet, but if we come all the way down here, we will get to the mesa. and I'll show you quickly where I've been mining. So it's not the safest of portals, but it's going to be hard to be hit by a ghast, probably, because it doesn't seem like there are too many spaces where one can spawn. So that's the portal there. So we have a Mesa Biome. Now I'm wondering about some sort of colour like this. Let's collect a bit of that. What colour is that? Light grey. That's probably not dark enough though. We did unlock a new recipe. So let's go and have a look at a staircase that shows us a bit more of the layers. If not, we might just have to take some terracotta and dye it ourselves, which is also a possibility. So if we come down here, we've got, this is where I've been mining out the yellow and the white terracotta. I'm going to need to do some more of that for the white terracotta anyway. And coming down here, it looks mostly like it's sort of this colour of, the sort of regular colour of terracotta. So I think that's what we're going to have to do, because I was hoping for sort of a dark blue maybe, or like dark blue grey type colour. So let's come back up here, and I think what we're going to do, yes, is just pick up some of this normal terracotta and dye it ourselves. So I will see you when I've done that. I'll be right back. Okay, we are just coming back up to our house. It's almost night time, so we're about to sleep. But before we do, I have found the colour block I'm looking for this, for replacing this granite, and we're going to use cyan terracotta. I had plenty of lapis down back at the base and can easily collect some cactus because we're in a desert. I've also been talking to Molly a little bit. Oh, she already beat me getting into bed. So I think it's going to match quite nicely, so let's quickly take these pieces out. Let's put the cyan terracotta in. I think that's going to work quite well as a block with the colour scheme we've gone for, as sort of a slightly darker accent. What I will also do, I think, is take out the acacia blocks in the pillars, maybe, and just have this be a continuous line, similar to how the granite at the bottom is. Yeah, I think I'll give that a try, so I'll come back in a couple of seconds once I've done that with the rest of the house. I'll be right back. And with this last block, I think we've got everything replaced with that cyan terracotta. Now let's go and pick up all the other blocks that have been pushed out while I was building this. It's a bit precarious around here. Oh, that one's stuck. Let's see if we can sort that out quickly. We'll fix that in a second. So let's come back in here. There we go. So I really like how that looks. I think it adds just another sort of, I hesitate to say layer, because that's exactly what it does. It creates a sort of layer for sort of that separates the two floors of the house. A lot of it is going to be concealed from the outside by roofs, I think, but it will be a little easier to see on the second floor and from the inside as well. So I'm really happy with that. I think the last thing to do for today is to use some of this more white terracotta, some more of this, if I can speak, white terracotta to finish off the upper floor. That's going to be my next plan. So I'm going to get that done and I'll come back in once I'm finished. See you in a second. Okay, I decided just for the last little bit of this episode to come back down to the village so that we can take a look for the first time from the from down here what it's going to look like with those white walls on the second story. And I've just tried to do that through bamboo. Let's try that again. I think that's going to look quite good. And it's subtle, but there's a slight difference between the cyan terracotta and the pillars. Marley is very good at going to bed very fast. But there's a subtle difference. I've left one gap at the top because we're probably going to do another band around it. But that can be decided in a future episode. For now, that's going to be it, and I will hopefully see you next week when we're going to aim to finish the first floor of our house and then maybe even start work on the roofs. So I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.